Wow. Okay.
Gino thing.
Yep. I'm not gonna tell these guys yet. Okay. So, since they're on the way, how have you been? Or is there anything you want to talk about before anyone else arrives?
Are we gonna have time to talk after or no?
I mean, we could talk afterwards. I just figured, like, it could be another, who knows how long it takes them.
No, it's all good. I mean, it's just, I wanted to give you the opportunity if you wanted to, be a co-counsel on this legal thing I got going on. If you don't want to, I understand. I already got a lawyer on it, but I didn't want to not give you the opportunity. You know what I mean? And if you don't or can't do it, I understand. You know what I mean? It's all good. And we can like get more deep into like what exactly happened later on. But I mean, I've been good otherwise, you know. It's just
what? You were driving a car?
So the incident that I'm talking about that the legal counsel is addressing is nothing to do with my robbery. It's more to do with what happened in prison.
Okay.
They are linked in the sense that that's what sent me to prison, but the incident that
I'm the one who caught him
with right now is basically what happened in the prison after I was sent out.
Gotcha. I got you. And how'd you get caught to begin with?
Like the original incident, we were getting chased. This bitch cop kept pitting me every time I tried to. Oh, go ahead.
Hey, Brandon.
Hey, you on top of Legion or some shit?
Legion Square, like, you know, the
park area. Gotcha,
yeah, we're in the north section.
Yeah, I see.
All right. Listen, I don't think let's skip over it. I'm sure it's probably some shit cop that solo boxed you and then a dual boxed you, kept on you on a dog shit vehicle.
It wasn't really like that.
But anyways, so what happened after the arrest?
In the prison?
Yeah.
Basically they forgot to get my DNA down at MRPD, so they tried to come to the prison to get it. And long story short, here I'll try to tell you afterwards.
I mean, it's Brandon. I mean, it's
yeah, I guess so. Okay, so basically they forgot to get my DNA, tried to get it from me in the yard at the prison, and I said no. And he tried again, so I said no. And he tried to, like, was almost trying to forcefully take it, so I ran. And they kind of chased me around for like 20-30 minutes. And
they forgot to take your DNA.
Yeah, so and then they beat me down and took it from me while I was on the ground. And one of my cellmates was like, "Get a lawyer for this." And then the cop basically came to an agreement to send me over money to keep quiet about it, and he actually transferred me.
What the fuck?
He transferred me $4,001.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, it's kind of that's kind of like.
Are these guys fucking? Wait, okay, hold on a second. The cop. Okay, hold up. Okay, let me tell me if I'm missing anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, you robbed some shit. You got caught. They forgot to get your DNA in the cells.
Yeah.
You're brought to jail. You're now in jail.
I was in the yard working. I was in the yard in the dirt section working.
And the cops come
and swab me
and try to get your DNA, and in order to do so, they beat your ass down, took your DNA, and then subsequently paid you money? Wait, why did they pay you?
kind of like a hush hush settlement type thing. Let's just make
Did
this
they
go
say
away type
that?
deal. They agreed. That's kind of what they said that the money was for, and then it says agreed upon amount in the notes on the transfer. And there was actually witnesses that
north part of Legion Square Park.
See you there.
So apparently the cops were like the place that they dragged my limp body to was
Sorry,
kind of like
the phone call kind of sparked my ADHD.
oh, good.
Did they say that? Did they like verbalize any of this?
Well, yeah, it was kind of like I was like, and this is after I got hit on my head, of course, so I was a little woozy, but I was like, we can make all this go away for like a settlement. And he's like, I'm down for a settlement. And then he ended up transferring me.
Don't say settlement.
Well, no, the thing is there was,
Say they said you started saying things and okay.
No, I when I tell the story, I just say the cop agree. The cop basically sent me money to be quiet. That's all I say. I don't say anything else about words.
Good.
And about the negotiation that happened, because I'm telling you, you're the only person.
Who are the
even tell
cops?
Solomon this. Cops are Tips and Frost, and yeah, I honestly was kind of like about the whole thing, but
I like Frost.
Eve and Bane and Fiona and Carlo and all them were like, nah, like they really fucked up by doing this. You need to push this. So I was like, for the
Who
city
the
at
fuck
least.
is teaching these people? Okay.
But so here's the thing is when they were talking about like when they mentioned like this is a handshake thing, I'm gonna send you the money, blah blah blah. Apparently there were witnesses at the fence that
Were
heard
any
it,
jokes
so.
being made? Like was it never mind.
I mean, it's like, do I think the guy's a bad guy? I really don't think so. And I kind of like was feeling bad about it. But Fiona's like, nah, fuck these cops. Like you need to do what you can. I was like, I don't really want the guy to get in trouble. But at the same time, this is kind of like they came and took my DNA. You know what I mean? Like, what do I do?
Well, if he's not held accountable, then he'll do it again.
Yeah. My personal take, okay, is I honestly. I don't even think the guy's probably a bad cop. He probably just forgot, but it turned into like what it did. And then, it is what it is now.
That is absolutely insanity.
Yeah. I was feeling pretty bad.
For what?
I was feeling bad about pushing this on the cop at first, but then when I found out from Solomon that I guess they need a court order to come up and get my DNA after the cells, especially like if I say no, they need a court order.
You felt bad that they beat you in?
Well, I mean, I did run from them, so it's like I'm used to that. When I run from the cops, they beat me. I mean,
you're in prison.
That is
I don't
true.
even know if they've got authority.
Where am I gonna go? Solomon told me that prisons. He met with Malton, I guess, and they said prison's like a black hole. They can just say whatever they want up there, and
Okay, but there, I don't know about that.
Oh, and then the other thing, I'll tell you more afterwards. But there's some actually real juicy tidbits on this.
Law enforcement must collect DNA without a warrant. Okay. May collect DNA from individuals arrested for violent felony crimes without warrant. Okay. May request a warrant collection of a suspect's DNA from the department. Officer has probable cause that individual has committed crimes, and law enforcement is necessary to prove the offense is committed. May request a warrant. Okay. The warrant must contain a statement of probable cause sufficient to support the warrant. I don't really know the lawyer that you got. I mean, at baseline, I may assist based on, like, I evaluate whether the guy's got a good head on his shoulders, because this is seems like a rather important case. Not to mention the fucking cops got to. I mean, fuck the cops. If some of the fucking bullshit they've been trying to pull,
Yeah, Solomon Walker. He said he worked under you and another lawyer when he was interning or something like that, or trained.
Wait, did he? Solomon Walker?
Yeah,
It's
yeah. He
possible.
said he's kind of like a Australian accent.
I listen, unless you suck my dick, like I probably, I mean, even then, I'm definitely not remembering. What am I saying? Like, I just don't, like,
Do you remember me?
Yeah, no, motherfucker. I'm saying,
Oh.
like, I don't know. It might have been years ago or something. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Like,
I didn't suck your dick years ago.
I think I just wanted to say suck my dick, and then I realized it doesn't really apply. DNA authorized for this use must be this. Okay, an individual must be notified. Okay, DNA must be notified. So you being unconscious is interesting, because how do you get notified that it's being collected when you're fucking knocked the fuck out?
Well, it notified me before, and then I said no, and then they knocked me down, and then
I
took it. So
gotcha.
I don't know how they would spin that.
May not be collected upon probable cause of crimes for which the statute of limitation has elapsed. Then it must be because the person is detained or arrested and refuses to comply. Law enforcement can. Oh. Oh, shit. This is interesting. If a person is detained or arrested, which you were, though that doesn't actually... this is interesting. I don't even know if they can collect it in prison.
Yeah, I'm
because the verbiage
because,
is very interesting, because this is what he's referencing, right? If a person is detained or arrested, right, and refuses to comply with the DNA swab, right? So if you're in the cells, right, you can actually refuse the DNA swab, at which point law enforcement can request court sanctions and eventually a court order authorizing physical force to collect the sample.
That's what Solomon said. He
Holy
said that they
shit.
needed an order for both. But now, when you were just reading it, you said something about
You
they don't need a
were
warrant with a violent
incarcerated.
felony. You said they don't need a warrant with a violent felony, though. Is that a thing or no?
Law enforcement may collect DNA from individuals arrested for violent felonies without a warrant. But that is...
Yeah. Like, which one is which? Like, does one supersede the other? Or?
No, I what this is saying is, like, law enforcement has the authority to collect it without a warrant. So at like, you know...
like, if they have me in the cells...
Yeah,
and I did
they
a
need
violent felony,
probable
they can
cause
take it.
that you've committed it. But you still, based on my reading of this, you know, this legislation is stating that, you know, you can still refuse it, at which point, you know, they have to request court sanctions.
And I would assume the first one you read is just for, like, while I'm in MRPD custody before I get sent up to Bolingbroke, right? Like, once I'm there, it's kind of like I'm out of their custody, and then they come back to get me again.
You're now
like,
you're now in the custody of the DOC as you're incarcerated. You're neither detained or arrested. I mean, like, this thing doesn't really cover that, which and that's why I do think this case is important for a number of reasons. Number one, the courts may find that further clarity is needed, right? When someone is in prison, they may find that, like, I don't know, maybe they would need to expand on this a little bit, right? My point is that this case could set precedent. The second thing is that what they did, let's say the state considers being in Bolingbroke, being arrested, right? Because, you know, sometimes there's, like, certain scenarios that, like, corner cases that aren't covered with existing legislation, right? Let's say even then,
MEHDI
they beat the fuck out of you when it doesn't look like they have that authority to, and then collected the DNA against your will, and then subsequently they bribed you So for me, fuck the police department. Let's send a goddamn message. You may even be able to get the rest of your charges. No, I don't see you getting the rest of the charges dropped, because this is going to be treated separate, right?
That's
like
what I was thinking. Yeah.
You can were either Frost or Tips your arresting officers?
They were, yeah, I'm pretty sure they were both the arresting officers.
Okay, so there's a very slim chance that you could get like exonerated on these other charges if we were to say make the argument that they were acting in bad faith to begin with, right? Which is unlikely. I don't see that happening. But let's pretend it doesn't happen, because that's kind of a waste of time, if I'm going to be honest.
Well, I'll tell you this. I was going to have Solomon like after we get through this main case, I was going to have him just look at the police report of the original incident, because I mean, I wasn't physically there for a lot of that stuff. So I was just going to say, if their police report is really weak, then you know what? Actually, we don't need to talk about that. We'll talk about only the second incident.
Yeah. So what I would do is I would go after this case first, right, with a civil lawsuit, and then I would piggyback off the civil lawsuit and appeal your arrest charges. And I bet the prosecutor's probably gonna shit their fucking pants and be like, "Fuck this, we're dropping this shit."
Yeah, I'd like to get those felonies off my record. That'd be nice. But
and here's one better. You might be able to get both of these cops fired as a result of what you did and what they did to you, and then who the fuck is gonna be there to you know, be there for the appeal? Yeah,
that's some chess shit right there.
Yeah, and then the money as well. So
yeah, I mean, it's the more that I talk to other people that about this, the more everybody's like, you need to do it for, you know, the president type thing. You need to make sure that people, you know, this isn't happening to other people once they're already been sent, that people aren't just getting beat down for their DNA type stuff, you know. And so I
never ever feel bad for going against the police department.
I mean, it was there was a little bit
never ever feel bad for it, Donnie. Not a single cop is ever gonna do something for the goodwill of the public. Some are gonna make it seem like they're doing it, you know, but the reality is they're all pieces of shit. They're just, some are better at hiding it than others. No one becomes a cop because they want to help people. Not in Los Santos. They do it because they do it because other reasons.
Well, let me tell you, when I was calling looking for lawyers, I went through Cornwood, then Rami lost his bar license, so then I went to Shaban. Shaban's chief of staff now, so she couldn't do it. She reserved me to sent me over to Xavier Monroe. I called Xavier Monroe, and he said that he was working on finding me a lawyer already. And I was like, "What do you mean you're working on finding me a lawyer already?" And
who said that?
Xavier Monroe, a lawyer. And I was like, "What do you mean you're already looking at finding a lawyer for me?" And then he's like, "Oh, I'm familiar with what you're probably calling me about." I was like, "What do you mean? How are you familiar? I've never met you before. I never called you or talked to you." And he told me he's preparing a contract. I was like, "What do you mean you're preparing a contract?" I was like, "What kind of contract?" And he said a settlement contract. And then he's like, "I'm going to send you over to Damian Tinkerman to be your lawyer to help prosecution." I was like, "Look, with all due respect, if you're..."
Wait, excuse me?
I said, "If you have any information on this at all, I am not going to go to any lawyer you recommend." I'm sorry. And then I hung up with them.
Wait. Run that back. Xavier, what the fuck's his name?
Xavier Monroe. Somebody contacted Xavier Monroe, and I'm assuming it was the cops. And
no shot.
Told him, and then they're having him draft a contract. And here's the thing: I look at what I texted you. That night, Tips was trying to get a hold of me to call him, and I never called him because I want to talk to a lawyer first. And I think it's about this thing that Xavier's drafted up, because apparently they were trying to get me to sign a contract for the settlement. You know what I mean? To kind of clear themselves.
Do you have a timestamp for this tweet?
It was the night that I got arrested. I don't have the timestamp, unfortunately.
You would if you take a look at where the file was saved.
Probably I do, yeah.
Do that right now, right this second. See when that photo was taken, and capture.
I got you. All right, I got it. Sunday, February 25th. Yeah, I got it.
Chat, I probably confused the fuck out of OOC viewers, don't I?
You want me to send it to you?
They're probably like, what the fuck is Mehdi saying?
Or do you care about
Nino
that?
hates cops. You have no idea. I have the feeling of I don't know how to feel about this.
And I just sent you over the other part of it.
All right.
You see the notes, and that's from the officer's account.
All right. Brother, this is
And also, what's your state ID?
it is
1166.
Yep.
In your documents, you'll have my medical report too. Whenever you want to look at that.
Okay.
The medical report I got done right as soon as I got out of prison. So it's like an MRI on me.
Concussion, diastric fracture, the frontal. Are you fucking serious?
That was that was all new because I thought I was just bruised up and I was gonna milk it, but the doctor actually found all that. So, you know,
I want you to pull. We need to find a way to pull your like financial records for the last 30 days and get an estimate as to how many days you have been out of work. To use that as a part of the civil suit. In other words, we're going to be showing how much you're making, right? Averaging out, hopefully you've been getting your pay stubs in there properly. We could probably just do, like, in other words, for lost wages, right? And then, damages, This is, we can also probably really push the police department to really force their hand to investigate this individual, the guy, whoever, whether it literally says agreed amount. Is this guy fucking crazy? What the fuck?
I just sent you something on email.
Bro,
that if you want to
no fucking shot. The comment says agreed amount.
Yeah, that's what I was very surprised on. That's what everybody was surprised
Was this what? The fuck is going? All right, so who knows who else is fucked? I wonder if I don't know if this is possible.
Oh, let me actually
tell me what happened with this Xavier guy one more time.
So when I called him, he said he was already.
So give me like because the timeline's very important here. So you get out. And so when did you receive it from the time of this DNA incident? Like when did you get the phone call?
I didn't get a phone call from Xavier. I was calling for lawyers out because Cornwood recused himself basically. I called Cornwood the night of same tsunami, and then Cornwood then said call me tomorrow and we'll talk about it more. And then when I called him the next day, Cornwood said He said, I could, but I believe I may have to not take this one due to potential conflict of interest. If I get reinstated, rehired, whatever the hell to the PD, then there's too much conflict and you would need someone who isn't in that situation. And I said, good to know. Please keep what I told you between us, as I was seeking representation. He said, absolutely. I have also I filed a report with Solomon, met with Malton, and they pretty much said you'd want something from the police documenting the report, like what happened. And so I did file that police report. I had the police report number. Solomon said we should wait the 4 to 5 days before we even request it. That way they cannot refuse it, is what he said. And they can't make any changes to it. It'll be like I try to get the police report that I filed with them. I'm gonna send that over to you now, the police report number.
Okay.
That's my personal report to the police about everything that happened. I don't know what it says, what they typed in there. Just it took my report verbally when I was at the station.
So so you called Xavier as a potential lawyer?
Well, I called. So after Corner recused himself, I was trying to get a hold of Rami. Found out that he lost his bar license.
What?
Apparently he got in trouble, Eve said, like 3 or 4 days ago or something, and lost his bar license. So then I was like, well, who else? And I was like, I've seen Shaban representing a lot of criminals, like in some pretty decent cases. So called Shaban. She said that she's chief of staff and not doing lawyer work. So she referred me to Xavier Monroe, who, when I called, said, oh yes, Donnie, I'm working on getting you a lawyer right now. You need to go to Damian Tinkerman. And I was like, what do you mean you're working on getting me a lawyer? And then that's when I found out he already knew about the case. He was already working on finding me my own lawyer. And I was like, wait. I was like, listen, and then that's when he told me about the contract. I was like, if you already know about this case and you're drawing up a contract for the cops, I'm assuming, I'm not, with all due respect, I'm not going to anybody you recommend. That's like an old boys club type thing, they're gonna send me to a prosecutor they know.
Yeah, that sounds fucking sus as hell.
Yeah, so I hung up with them.
I don't imagine there's gonna be much. Why is he acting on your behalf before you even?
I never even met the guy and then he said he was looking for a lawyer for me. I was like, what?
Okay, let's table this for now, just because I don't want these guys to feel like they're probably dying a little inside. Brandon, you there?
Yeah.
All right, easy. Walker. Walker's preparing himself right now.
Yeah. What's up, Nino?
Not too much. All right. All right. So, all right. So I'm going to be, let's recap what's going on, Walker, with, you sent me emails. I'm going to be honest with you. I kind of breezed through it.
Yeah, they were kind of lengthy.
Yeah. My, general word of advice, keep it short. And then if it's got to go deep, I can always fly in. I'm not a big email guy. You know what I mean?
I feel that. I mean, I don't even know how short we can keep it. I guess the idea is, so where do I even start? It's been so long. It's been weeks. I mean, I'm still trying to work and do mechanic shit. I physically can't work any other jobs now, with the state of these guys getting along with each other, these different business owners.
Really? So you can't do grime?
I can't do anything. I bought, so every bit of money that I've earned doing this job, working at the shop, I have invested in the grime. I bought a pounder. I bought a packer. The day I bought the packer, I started losing rep elsewhere. And then I had one scuffed packer run and I lost 40 with grime. So then I started experimenting. I went from 300 down to 140 with grime overnight.
Oh, what the fuck? Poof.
It's so hard to tell if it's by design or not. So I gave up on it. I sold my packer. I sold my pounder. And I went full in on mechanic. The Mosley's job is paying absurd. like absurd amounts now.
Really?
It's the new G6. It's better than G6.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, $6,000 an hour.
What?
So everybody and their
Oh
mom's a
my
master mechanic.
God. Man.
Yep, everybody and their mom's a master mechanic, and yet there's only maybe I would say
there's literally nobody.
there's legit. I
I
think
want to go down to fucking Mosley's right now and ask these fucking sons of bitch, what the fuck are you doing running this thing if you're not fixing people's cars?
There's probably 4 mechanics in the whole city. There's me, Jonathan Acker, Will Landon, Liam. I can't remember Liam's last name.
All these fucking people, they want to do mechanic work, and when you need them, they ain't nowhere.
I think Walker
Then you got these
misspoke.
fucking sanitation workers who want to fucking ram me up the goddamn ass with their prices. And then these other shops. Oh, yeah. You know what? Let's suck everyone's dick while they're making all the money.
Oh, there he goes with the dick sucking again.
Nobody wants to be a mechanic, Nino. They just they want to go through the mechanic training and get subsidized by the government in the process and get all those student, the student grants, take all the money, and then never actually do the mechanic work. That's what they're doing.
Yeah,
That's what it sounds like.
And then
sorry for those who are
piggyback
trying
off
to go
of
to
that,
sleep.
so I've been trying to do some research and have some conversations. There's some more businesses that are available, warehouses for sale, ranging anywhere from $300,000 to $1 million. The $1 million warehouse is absurd. It's huge. There was some rumors being spread that the reason why Atomic and Popular and everyone else closed down is not only is there no money in this gig, is the state has no intention of giving them grants to hire Benny or put in performance base. However, I have a suspicion based off these new warehouses being open. I don't see why getting one of those warehouses, you can't decorate the interior and build your own performance bay. It's not confirmed. I don't know that for certain, but it would make sense with the current state of everything.
Yeah.
That we would just have to build our own and build our own fucking paint booth and all that shit.
Here's what I'm thinking is I'm gonna shoot straight. I read that email of yours and it sounded like you going to the mayor without consulting any of us. That will not happen going forward. Otherwise there's gonna be issues. We got to talk about it. It's gonna be talked about together. I know you sent me a follow-up, but and this goes for everybody, those who are here and those who are not here. It's just how things need to operate. If it doesn't operate that way, it's kind of one of those situations where not everyone may be in agreement or something may be in the works. And you go do something like Donnie wants to go do some shit, right? That's got overreaching affects everybody, but he's not aware, for example, hold on one second. All right. I don't want us to do anything out of band, right? Now here's my understanding of things, and wait. God fucking damn it, the timing here. Sorry.
Yo.
Hey, Rami. I'm not going to be
What's going
around
on,
tomorrow.
Nino?
But is it an emergency?
Man. Listen, no, it's not. I'm just calling to see how you've been checking in on you. I lost my bar license, but listen, I've got my appeal going up on the docket. I'm going to appeal it, and the mayor said that if it gets denied, he's going to fucking pardon me. I would like to have you as the mayor, with me up in front of the Council of 8 when it goes through.
Okay. Yeah, just tell me when and where.
All right. I'll send you a text message. All right.
All right. Take care.
All right.
Bye. Sorry about that.
Overreach.
Yeah. No overreaching. I love the ambition, Walker. I really do. I don't want this to sound like I'm just coming at you. This kind of goes for everybody type shit. You know what I mean?
No, I mean my email came at you hot. I mean, like if we'll shoot each other straight right now, like, and I've got respect for all three of you, but like cutting all the bullshit out, like. I know Donnie's got his own shit going on. He's working on and doing, but I can always call him if I need something. Same goes for Brandon.
Yep.
Brandon's got his own shit going on, but if I need something, I can call him. But as far as physical bodies down to the shop, as far as putting up the yellow page ads, as far as doing the twats, as far as meeting with people and like doing actual
You're doing a
work,
lot of the heavy lifting right now.
I'm okay with that. Like I want to do that. So my email to you wasn't like, hey, fuck you, I want to take over. It's actually the contrary because I got a fucking felony. So for me to even get the ball rolling is 150 grand that I don't have because all I do is fix cars for $300 a repair.
Don't worry about your felony. That's a waste of money for the time being. Like, don't try to get rid of that. What is it, 100,000 or some shit?
Yeah, it's going up to $500,000.
It is going up to $500,000?
It's going up to $500,000.
Are they smoking fucking crack?
Yeah,
what is going on?
That is the most idiotic thing I've heard in my life. So let me get this straight. One of these fucking like cops goes and pulls some bullshit, throws a felony your way, and then like now you know, oh my god fucking damn it.
My entire arrest was a hearsay case.
You know what happened with look, I had a friend of mine who ended up having to plead guilty to a set of charges and turn herself in on some bullshit because the cops were holding a bunch of shit over the heads of a bunch of others, even though she had a valid case.
I sat in holding for over 2 hours with no contact with the police before they even told me why I was in holding.
Did they tell you what the reason for arrest was?
After my 2
That's
hours.
illegal.
And then after that all happened, Cornwood basically came in and told me, all right, here's all your charges. And I went, what? For what? And then we went back and forth for like 30 minutes. And then I went and did my 90 months that got reduced to 36 months. So I still did 36 months on top of that.
Jesus fucking Christ.
For bonking somebody on the head with a fucking wrench. And they bonked
Wait,
me as well.
that's why you got the felony?
Yeah. And he did it
Why'd you
times
bonk
two.
him in the head? Shoot straight. Just like what actually happened.
I mean, no bullshit. So me, Sonia, and Kirk were trying to hit G6 trucks a month and a half ago.
Oh,
We
so
started
that's what I was talking about. It's actually Sonia who got fucked.
Well, Sonia didn't get caught. She got out. She escaped from the hospital.
Oh, you were involved with that.
So here's the thing. They said there was 3 banks involved. 2 out of those 3 banks, nobody saw me. I was just driving.
Yeah.
And the 3rd bank was at Bay City Bank. This dude, so Sony chased after a guy. He ended up fucking bonking Sony on the head. So I said, well, fuck that. So I tried to bonk him on the head. We bonked each other, knocked each other out. And that was pretty much the end of it. There was enough people at the bank that, you know, wanted to play white knight and defending this guy that, me, Sonia, well, Kirk got away. Sonia escaped from the hospital. I was the only one there. They took my statement in the hospital. I told them I don't know what the fuck. I wasn't gonna rat on the other dude that bonked me. So I told them I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
They took me down to the holding cell. I sat there for 2 hours.
Fucking Christ.
Cornwood came in and he was trying to get me with 3 times assault with a deadly, 3 times armed robbery. Like he had a list, and I was like, I don't know what you're smoking. They had some random guy's name associated, some Juan that wasn't even a part of it, tagged on there. It was whatever. But I got the felonies, whatever.
What was the felony charge?
2 times assault with a deadly and 1 times assault or 1 times petty theft. And though I hit one person and he hit me.
Okay.
It's so far away though. It can't be washed out.
Here's the. So let's I wanna make sure we don't spend too like. It's late, right? I don't want to.
Yeah, we're not here for legal shit.
So. Let's just hit some harsh realities. No one wants to become a mechanic. Why? Because it's fucking dog shit. You stand around waiting for a customer. They come, you repair, you get money, you wait again, you go again. You're a mechanic, like a little computer program that you put the token in, you yell at because there's too many tokens you're putting inside, and then you fix onto the next, right? Second problem, significant tie to materials. Fuck, I forgot what's the going rate right now.
7
It's
to 9.
expensive.
It's okay. So I've been trying to
Let's just
for a whole
spitball,
day.
just for
I've
the
been
sake of it.
yeah,
Just
like
what's the
$8.
spitball?
They're around $7 to $8.
Say 7,
for
8
normal.
bucks. Okay, let's say low ball it, right? 7. You're looking at 98 bucks, right? $8. You're looking at 112 bucks. It's how much is it at Mosley's?
151 after tax.
Okay, so there's a little
But
bit of
only
profit
mechanics can buy it.
But the problem is at 151. So what is that? Let's say lowball $7, right? You're looking at 151 minus 98. 151 minus
$53.
98. You're looking at $53 divided by 2. Wait, the money is there now. If you get it for $7.
Okay, so let me chime in here, Nino, because let me just tell you, I've been I was buying a lot of circuit boards from from Lang, like 2,000 at a time. I spent nearly
just
100
2 seconds.
grand with them.
2 seconds.
Okay.
Dragon's around. I'm just gonna add him just straight shooter.
He's also not getting materials for us anymore because of that company. So
He offered to sell me like 6,000 a couple times, but I told him I needed to talk to Nino.
So let's you know you're putting in you're investing 3 times the amount of you're investing 7 you're making okay, sorry, go ahead, Donnie.
this is only if you can get someone to even get you materials, because I've been trying to get less than 100 alloy. For well, I mean, when I put in the order, I'm putting in an order for more, but every sanitation person I talk to is not selling materials right now. They're all already clammed up, and a lot of them are already in groups getting their own materials for circuit boards. So nobody will actually sell me even just the alloy and metal offcuts that I need in order to make crowbars. So like it took me over a day to get less than 100 alloy just to make one more crowbar for myself. I can't get enough for customers. Pigeon called me. He can't get materials for lockpicks. No, unless you have a gang of people that are running sanitation and can defend themselves against the robbers, nobody can get materials. Even like the Sandy Union doesn't return calls anymore to do materials. When you look through the yellow pages,
Yo, Julian, thank you for the 7 months.
Every single yellow page ad for materials, maybe 10 of them today, all said buying all materials. Not one person said selling materials. So, and Eve's not running them because she gets robbed. So, I mean, yes, $7, $8 if you can have someone supply it for you.
Yeah, I mean, even previously with like the way that Popular was handling shit, the problem before was like Popular Street. The problem now is the price has gone way the fuck up. It's just not enough money on the table.
Well, and you still got Mosley guys. Fuck, I just did a repair on a friend of mine that he asked me. He said, "How much is a wax?" I was like, "I just do the wax." He's like, "Well, yeah, but how much is it to buy, like a wax kit?" I'm like, $15 to $50. He's like, "They just tried to charge me $1,000 to get my car waxed." The problem, I can guarantee you that the 3 or 4 other mechanics down at Mosley's that are actually fucking Mosley's mechanics would jump ship the moment there was an actual mechanic shop, because they're sick of it too. Because anybody that's working the contract work, if they see 3 cars in the garage that want to get fixed, oh yeah, I'm a mechanic, I'll fix it for you. And then they charge $5,000 for one across. They hit them with literally one engine part, one body part.
Does Mary not run the place anymore?
She's never there. If she does run the place, she's never there.
She's probably moved on to cop hot sales.
I think everybody's kind of checked out.
Hold on, guys, please. 6 hours ago, Twatter, type in Mary on Twatter. She did twat out. Moses is open with parts in stock. Come get your car fixed and get a free wax job. So she has not been around, but today she showed up and started being around. She probably heard that there's no other shops and is trying to play like she's the one that's open for good gracious.
Well, I mean, I literally see it go throughout the night because I'm around, 6 hours from now sometimes. And I see people twat out, is there any mechanics? I've got a yellow page ad up. I've got advertisements around town. And I just reply with our advertisement. I just retweet our advertisement. Like, It's people still will drive into Mosley's looking for a mechanic and there be nobody there. And we'll just figure there's nobody around. Like there's just not enough word about any other shop.
The problem sounds to me that if this local job is paying more than actually repairing vehicles, and people are just doing that instead of actually doing service,
and then
they're going to do
skill.
it that way. But the thing is inherently that the problem is on top of that is it sounds to me like if you think about it, right? Like why would you, how are you gonna, like you'd have to force the hand. It's listen, like it's like this you kind of it's kind of, how do I put this? It's like you're gonna end up with a random bozo fixing your shit and doing it because they think they can swindle you. You know what I mean? Let me skip this thing. Yeah, I'm a mechanic. I know how to just slap the shit on there, buy it from the guy, slap it on. Why wouldn't you just do it yourself? The other day, you know, I witnessed someone. Were you with me, Donnie? I saw someone literally pull up on the side of the road and stop fixing their vehicle. They had like some like
all the time.
$100,000 car. It is my point is that no one gives a shit about the customer. Very few people are going to give a shit about the actual customer support, the experience, etc. And maybe I have an idea.
Well, and that was why my email about the mayor shit was, if we had an actual meeting with the mayor that said, you know, if we open a legitimate because it's fucking pointless to open a business if we cannot hire Benny and put in performance base. It's pointless.
I don't think the mayor's gonna give us that. I think
then it's a whole ass waste. I guess they're gonna watch the entire car industry collapse with the vehicles down at Mosley's. It's just going to be a permanent joke and a permanent scam, which is a shame.
Them subsidizing master mechanic work was probably their attempt to revive mechanic work in the city. And that's probably why everyone else also hates you. You know, they're probably getting bribed. Because, like, you know, if you do master mechanic work for the money and then you lose all your, you know, reputation with all these other guys, then you're going to be like, well, I don't want to do those anymore because I lost them. I'm just going to do the mechanic work. You know, that's probably what
and you can become a master mechanic in less than 2 hours.
In less than 2 hours?
Yeah, it's. I like if Donnie, if you hit me up and you're like, hey, you want to go ride in a Packer for 5 hours? I would do it because I know that I could go back and clock in at Mosley's and get everything I lost back in 45 minutes.
What the fuck?
And there's two ways people are doing that. They're doing it. Some people are doing it legit, and you just get lucky. Some people are fucking cheating the system. You get rep based off of per part you put on the car, per paint job, per tire, per wheel. Yeah. Well, the problem is people just hop in the dumpsters.
Shut the fuck up.
No, they grab all the parts that people kind of scuffed out and just throw them on the other car.
Oh my god! No way.
Yeah, I've come across those.
I watched somebody paint a car 4 times the other day.
You need to be contacting the government if you see shit like that.
Yeah, I do bug stars reports. I do a lot of them.
I'm not talking about bug stars. I'm talking about the feds.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, and like the whole fucking turbo crisis we went through. I talked to a guy that seemed like he might know some shit because he wanted to see if his turbo had been swiped. I was down at Mosley's talking to some of the guys, and I checked for him. And I said, yeah, it looks like it's still snug up in there. I said, but you can check yourself, right? And he's like, well, I'm not a mechanic. I don't know how. I'm like, oh, that's real interesting. Take a look right here. And he's like, what the fuck? I'm like, yeah. Interesting, huh? And that's no longer a thing anymore.
Wait, say that again?
You didn't even, prior to like a week, 2 weeks ago, you didn't even need to be a mechanic, let alone clocked in order to swipe turbos. You just needed to be inside Mosley's with the hood popped.
Oh, yeah.
But what about now? Now you need to be a mechanic?
Now you need to be at least have some skill as a mechanic, or at least clocked in as one. I'm not sure. I had Siobhan try. She couldn't do it. She said, I don't have the necessary skills to do this, but she wasn't clocked in as a mechanic. I think she was still clocked in as city councilor or whatever the fuck. Because Cornwood was down there and he was clocked in as a mechanic and he could do it. He was checking PD cars. So at least it got partially fixed or adjusted.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
But I guess where I stand is, you know, we're almost 3 months deep into this, and I'm not giving up doing mechanic work, even if because like I'm just gonna weather the storm.
That's kind of where we are, and that's kind of my reason for all this is, look, there's not a single business that's kind of popping right now. You know, they're kind of there, but not really. I don't think the city's I think a lot of the business stuff seemingly is lagging behind everything else, right? I mean,
That's because the city's too busy trying to do court cases that take 2 months to get to the fucking trial.
Well, no, I think it's just not the priority, is what it is. And like while that's unfortunate, it's kind of the reality, and there's understandably other priorities too, given like when you look at some of the legislation coming in, some of it's kind of ridiculous, but some of it is also very important, like this health one and whatnot. So I imagine, I mean, keep in mind, economic crisis, whenever they're building shit up, they're probably just not prepared for the level of business license protocol. What the fuck? Okay, I didn't see this yet.
Yeah, that's the thing. So it's like, if they're not ready for it, don't put out legislation and give people the idea that they can be ready for it.
Well, I think so. Here's the thing, right? You want to run a business, like 50,000 is not a lot. Right? Like, I think this is like, okay, you want to go run like a little furniture gig or whatever, you can get that, right? If you want to do this, you can get that, right? But like, we're talking beyond just a simple business license. We're talking about like a fully fledged mechanic shop. And I don't particularly have, I've been through this rodeo before, right? I don't imagine we're gonna get bays or any of that shit. Could we? Possibly. But it is going to 100% require us to hang out a little bit and possibly like really focus on getting those who want to become mechanics, because that's who they are, not because it's making you the most money or any of that shit, because that's never, you get what I'm saying, because that shit's not necessarily ever going to come.
I think you're looking at the 4 people that would actually do that, with the exception of the 3 guys that are still working down at Mosley's. Like, that ass, there's just, if it's only ever going to pay. I saw, we had a conversation with Siobhan and me and 3 of the other mechanics, and she was like, well, what kind of goes down on here? And like, well, you know, what's the shtick? And we were kind of just bullshitting, like talking shop. And I asked him from Mosley's guys, the guys that are the busiest guys in the city, I said, how much money do you guys think you make per hour doing mechanic work? Their average was $600 an hour. If this shit stays the way it is, where it's all through Mosley's and all down there and partial scam, partial, there's a couple good guys, yada yada, then it's never gonna change. And we're just gonna have to, you know, think of different business ideas or business opportunities or whatever the case may be. Because like you're saying, like 50 grand isn't a lot, but since I've been around doing just mechanic work, I've made 90 grand in 3 months, because I'm just